sort of inspiration and focus through the practice today is to move lightly, to invite a little bit of ease and efficiency in your movement. And let's see how that can kind of reflect within our minds as we go throughout our week this week. So let's get started. We're going to come down on our backs. If you have a yoga block, it would be handy just for the first little portion here for our core work. You don't need it, but I find it'll help you make a little bit more contained. And if you don't have a yoga block, just grab a little cushion off your couch. Nothing fancy. I'll use the cushion so that you guys can see how easy it is, and we'll get started. So we're going to come down on our backs. And before we jump into any heavy movement, we always want to make sure that we're warmed up. And I always like to start, even my yoga classes, we start with usually a little bit of core and then a little bit of glute activation so that it carries us safely through the rest of our practice. So we're going to start on our backs. If you have a yoga block, you'll place it between your knees. And if you don't, just take your couch cushion and place that between your thighs and close towards your knees. And then we'll start by lifting the feet off the earth. So really similar to what we did last class. Interlace the hands behind your head. All right, before we move, we want to check in. Are the knees over top of the hips? And are the heels in line with the knees? Okay, so get yourself nice and square. Hands behind the head. We interlace. Elbows up to the sky. So we got a nice little cocoon here for the neck. And then see if you can ground a little bit more through the low back, through the ribs. All right, we flex the feet back towards the face, and we start by taking a nice big breath in. And then on the exhale, we lift head and shoulders off the mat. Inhale, lower back down. And then exhale, lift. All right, slow motion crunch. Keep moving. So right away, we start to connect movement with our breath. Encouraging the breath to lengthen and to draw out. And also this allows us, I find, to connect a little bit deeper into the core muscle. Okay, let's get ready to add on here. So exhale, as you lift up this time, we're going to extend that left leg right up towards the sky. So we're pushing through the left heel, just straightening out the leg, and then we lower, bend the knee, lower the head and shoulders. Exhale, lift. Right leg goes straight. Push through the heel, and then re-bend the knee, lower down. All right, now we got the gist. Exhale, lift, adding on again. Left leg goes straight. Right hand crosses over to tap the outside edge of that left calf. And then we stay on this side, a little lower, and it's like these little pulses for 5, 4, 3. See if you can tap a little bit closer to the ankle. Last 2. And then final 1, release down, bend the knee, relax the head into the mat. Keep moving. Exhale, lift, right leg goes straight. We twist to the right, left hand crosses over the body. Find the calf muscle, and then we pulse for 5. Right, for 4, keep lifting higher every time. 3. Last 2. And then final 1, tap and release down. Let's move the cushion out of the way or the block. You can release that. Feet come down. Now we get right into the glutes, getting ready for our first bridge pose. Feet are hip distance apart, right? We graze with the fingertips. We can touch our heels. And then we lift the hips up. Okay, place your hands over top of the belly and the rib cage and tell yourself that you want to pull the belly and the ribs in and down and see if you can lengthen a little bit more through the tailbone. So we got our nice contained bridge, and we want to keep that as we add on. Right, push into big toe mounds. We're grounding. We're squeezing the glutes. And then we lower down. Right, one-legged bridge version. You can heel toe the feet a little closer together. Left leg goes straight up towards the sky. Right, you want your heel stacked over top of the hip. And then same thing here. This time you can bring the palms down. We lift, so we push out through both heels. The hips are hovering a few inches off the mat, but we're still contained through the ribs, through the core. And then we pulse, little pulses up towards the sky. And this will be about a count of 10. Not a big movement, just pulsing, starting to wake up that right glute muscle. All right, last 3, 2,
And 1, go ahead, lower the hips down. Left leg goes long all the way onto the mat so that left heel is supported. And then wind relieving pose, right knee hugs into the chest, and we interlace the hands just below the knee, maybe on the hamstring. Let's settle in here, just 3 cycles of breath. And so it's like we build strength, we start to fire up the muscle, and then we invite in a little bit of length. All right, let's take 1 more full breath in. And then exhale, release. Bring both feet back to the earth. Okay, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Take your time to get set. Right leg goes straight up this time. Heel over the hip. We get our containment. Remember that left heel has to be close into the glute. You should feel really strong, steady base, and then we lift the hips up. Right? The wider the arms and the palms facing down, you'll have a little bit more security here. And then find your pulses. Right? Remember, it's not how high you lift the hips. We just want to continue to invite an engagement. We're strong through that left glute. A few more cycles here. All right, last 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, lower the hips. Right leg goes long down onto the earth. And then the left knee hugs into the chest, wind relieving pose. Settle into your breath here. 2 more cycles. You got it. Last big breath in. And then on the exhale, both knees can come into the chest this time. All right, let's make our way up. So you just rock your way seated. We're going to pivot all the way around right away this morning. Come onto all fours. And then just like we kicked off our practice before, it's going to be a dolphin pose. So let's lower. Forearms come down towards the earth, tucking the toes. Remember your options. Palms can stay grounded or you can interlace the fingers. There's no right or wrong way. Just feel strong here. And then when you're ready, the hips go up and back. All right, dolphin pose. You can have a slight bend in the knees. You can walk the feet a little closer into the face. And we really want to push the earth away. So ground through the forearms, push through the palms. And we breathe, right? We're not breathing. We're not doing yoga. 3 more cycles of breath. We start to fill the body here, getting into some heat, warming up the shoulders. Last full breath in, and then exhale, release. Lower the knees down. Tabletop shape. Pop up to the hands. Arms are nice and straight. You can untuck the toes. Let's push the earth away, even in our table, so the arms are straight. Check in here with the back of the head. Make sure you're not dropping the chin down. And then let's really pull the low belly in. So the belly button's pulling back towards the spine, really active here. And then we're gonna bend the left knee and bring it right up towards the sky. So the left knee is bent. We're pushing through that left heel. We continue to keep that engagement, the pelvis, the shoulders, everything stays really neutral, and then we invite in our pulses. All right, so we're still working through our warm-up here. This isn't meant to be a really, intense challenge right now. I want you to focus on pulsing, but keeping a strong foundation. So a lot of intent here, the shoulders and the hips. It's like this nice little anchor. Last 3, 2, and then 1. Release down. Switch sides right away. Right knee bends. The foot goes right up towards the sky. Check in here. Push the earth away. Reset. Back of the head lifts up. Gaze stays down. And we start our pulses. Right? Try not to tip the pelvis here. So you really have to actively pull the belly in and be super mindful of the rib cage. Just think containment, strong foundation. Last 3, 2, and 1. Let's release down. Right, make your way to the top of the mat. You need to step your way up there. No fancy way to arrive. And we're going to move through our sun salutation. This is going to get the heart going.
warming up the body so that we can get into some bigger movements. Let's take a big breath in, reach the hands to the sky, and then exhale, we fold forward, bend the knees, let it go. Plant the palms, step back, high push-up pose. We're in our plank shape, firming through the entire trunk of the body. Everything's active. Squeeze the glutes, take a big breath in, and then from knees or toes, we lower to the belly, nice and slow. And connecting everything at the same time. Untuck the toes, tops of the feet push down. Inhale, cobra, lifting up. And then exhale, we fold. Right, downward facing dog, lift the hips towards the sky. Rise onto the toes right away. Bend the knees, look forward, hop or walk top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, ground into the feet, rise to stand, reach to the sky, and then the palms connect in front of the heart. One more, just like that. Inhale, reach. Exhale, we fold forward all the way down. Plant the palms, step back, high push-up pose. Find your engagement and then lower to the earth with control, one long line. Untuck the toes, activate the glutes. Inhale, rise, cobra, exhale, fold. Let's meet, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Rise onto the toes, bend the knees, look forward, hop or walk top of the mat. Halfway lift, hands to the shins, and then exhale, fold. Grounded to the feet, rise to stand, reach to the sky, big breath in, and then the palms come together in front of the heart. All right, now you're gonna pivot the body to the left, so we're facing the side of the mat, and we're gonna get into it a little bit deeper now the body's warmed up. So we're gonna start just in this gentle little squat position, so have kind of some bounce here into the knees. You can have the hands together in front of the heart, and we're gonna work on these little hops from side to side. So you're gonna start by pushing off, push off, we hop to the side, squat down, and we hop back. So keep moving. Right? It might feel a little awkward at first until you get your rhythm, and then we can take the pause out, and we're hopping. I want this explosive push through that outer foot. See if you can get a little bit more dynamic in this. A few more cycles. Let's get that heart rate going. Last 3, 2, and then our final one, hop back to the top of the mat, stay low. So it's like our chair pose. We're really gonna anchor through the right foot for the next few sets here. Right foot's grounded, take a nice step to the left, little squat, drop in, and then we step back, feet connect. Right, step out, squat, and in. Keep moving, out, and in. Find your rhythm, right? Find your flow. Few more cycles. Let's do one more here. Last one. And then drop it in. Keep low. We're still working. That right glute's gonna fire up. We anchor to the right foot, left foot steps back, little tap, and then the left foot pulls in. Tap it back, in. Last 3, 2. Final one here. We got one more round. Continue to sit. That right glute's fired up. Now we step really wide and we tap, tap. All right, 3 more. Last 2. It's burning for me. And then the final one. This time we step wide, side lunge to the left, interlace, hands over top of that left thigh. Rest here for a moment. Feel the length through the inner thigh. Catch your breath. Let's make our way back to the top of the mat. We pivot around, fingertips to the earth. These little pyramid pose here. So again, we built our strength. Now we're inviting in length. The legs are straight. You can bring them as close together as you need to, so you nice, secure base. And then we're just folding forward, getting a little release through the back of the right leg. We're gonna get ready for a bent knee warrior 3. Start to look forward. Transfer the weight into right foot, left leg rises up. Warrior 3 shape, but we're bending into our standing leg so that we can encourage our spine to stay straight. All right, so we gotta bend into the leg to have the fingertips down. Remember your options. Maybe couch cushions or blocks under the fingers if you need it. We're going to continue to move. Take a big step back. Plant the palms. Three-legged down dog next. Right leg rises to the sky. Right, don't worry about having the right leg nice and high. We're going to move here. We're shifting forward. Tap, plank pose. We shift the weight, tap the right toes, and then three-legged dog. Right leg rises. Inhale. Exhale, shift forward, tap. Keep moving. That's our rep here. Shifting up through three-legged, and then we shift forward through plank. One more cycle. This time as we come forward in our plank hold, we bend the right knee, heel to the sky, like we did in our table. Pulse for 5. All right, remember, stay really steady through the pelvis, through the shoulders. Last 2, and then 1. Right knee lowers underneath the hip, and then we lift the left leg up. So we're in a three-legged table right now. Get your foundation, right fingertips reach forward. Off balance, take a big breath in, and then exhale, table, lower down. Switch sides, right leg reaches, left hand, full breath in. Exhale, table. Keep moving, switch sides, inhale. Exhale. One more each side, full breath in, full breath out. Holding on this side, it's going to be the left leg and the right hand reaching. Cactus, the right arm, so we bend at the elbow. And then take that left leg just a little off the rails, and then we pulse for 5, for 4. So getting a little more into the outer glute. Last 3, 2, and 1. Release down, table, top shape. Connect to the core. Step back into your plank. And then we meet downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Take a big breath in, holding here. Nice big breath out. Rise onto the toes, bend the knees. Let's look forward. Make your way to the top of the mat. Hands to shins, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. Rise to stand here, push into the feet. And then the hands come together in front of the heart. This time we pivot towards the right. So you're going to face the other side of the mat. I'm going to come to the back so I can continue to face you guys. Same thing here. Let's squat down. Right, we've got that buoyancy in the legs. We're contained, and we find our hops. Let's hop to the side, and then we hop back. All right, push through the outer foot, and we're hopping. Get your rhythm, and then make it dynamic. Take the pause out, right? Find your action. It's kind of like a bit of a dance, right? See how you can make this work. How you can make this feel really good for the body. Lighting it up this morning. Getting that fire burning. Let's do one more. Hop back to the top, squat in, hold. And then we step wide, wide-legged squat. Drop in, and then feet come together. Right, wide, in together. Step out, step in. Keep moving. A couple more cycles. All right, last one. Feet come together, hold it. Right, we anchor, left leg is now where we're activating, and we tap right foot back behind you, and then to center. Right foot taps back, and then center. We got 3 more. Continue to breathe. Last 2, and then final 1. We're in our squat, we're sticking on this side, left glute, fired up, and then we tap it wide to the right, back to center. Wide, and tap. 3 more. Continue to sit low in the glute. Feel the burn. Last one, step wide, side lunge to the right. Interlace the palms over top of the thigh. Hold here. Come back to the breath. And then we transition all the way around to the top of the mat. Pyramid pose. Pivot the toes forward. Shorten out the stance if you need to. And then we fold. Get a nice opening through the back of that left leg. Now when you're ready, warrior 3, shifting the weight forward into the left leg. Right leg rises up. Remember, bending into the left knee. Intending to have a nice long spine, so pull the belly away from the thigh. See if you can sink a little lower into that left glute. And then when you're ready, take a big step back. Plant the palms. 3-legged down dog, left leg to the sky.
Getting ready for our pendulum swings here. Inhale, shift forward, plank, tap the left toes, and then exhale, three-legged dog. Keep moving. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, we shift back. All right, 3 more cycles. So this action, I call it a pendulum swing because the core is anchored and the hips are moving all together. Let's come forward, tap, high push-up pose. Bend the left knee, heel to the sky, and we pulse for 5. Right, pull the core in here. So we're strong through the pelvis, nice and neutral. Last 2, and then 1. Left knee under the hip. Right leg kicks back, left fingertips reach forward. Our table version, 2-limbed, full breath in. Exhale, release it down. Switch sides. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, table. Keep moving, full breath in, full breath out. 1 more each side. This is where we catch our breath. Last one here, holding left arm, right leg back. Cactus the arm, bend the elbow, and then we open that leg off to the side, off the rails, and we pulse both the elbow and the back leg. It's a count of 5 here, so we got 2 more left. Last 2, and then 1. Release down, high push-up pose. Step it back, and then we meet downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Rise onto the toes. Bend the knees, look forward, make your way to the top of the mat. You're gonna pivot around here. Take a halfway lift, hands come to the shins, and then exhale, fold. Rise to stand, push into the feet, hands to heart center. I can't believe how quick this time goes. There's still more I wanna do, so let's keep pushing. We're gonna bring the hands to the hips to start. Pull the left knee into the chest or in line with the hip, so left knee lifts up, and then we're gonna tap, left toes come back down. And then we take it wide, left knee to the side, and then we tap back to center. Right knee in line with the hip, tap down, and then knee wide. Okay, get that motion, and then move a little bit faster. So we're just tapping forward and then tapping wide. Right now we're getting into the hip joint, waking the chest, let's hold. And then we step back into a crescent lunge, contained stance, hands are on the hips. I don't care if that back leg is straight, I'd rather it bent so we can stay with this neutral pelvis. Right, knee is bent, you see how neutral and square the pelvis is. Once I start to straighten, it's kind of like I'm crunching through my low back. So that's the method or the means behind the method here. Hands towards the hips. Curtsy squat, left knee pulls in behind the right, and we squat or drop down here. And then we stand up, left foot taps to the outside edge. So tap the foot wide, curtsy squat. Drop in, bring the knee behind, and then we tap wide. Right, keep moving. So we're just crossing the leg behind and then taking it wide out to the side. Let's add in the arms. So as we go wide, reach the hands up, and then exhale, curtsy squat, sweep the hands back. Inhale, exhale. Right, 3 more sets here. So we're lighting up that right glute. Last 2. Final 1. Curtsy squat. Hold here. Really important. You got the weight leaning into the heels, so we're not compromising that front knee. And then we come into a little twist. Connect the palms together. Left elbow lands on top of the right thigh. Maybe the gaze comes up towards the side wall. Belly pulls in to help with this twist. And then we look down, left palm towards the middle of the mat. Easy twist, left leg steps back. Check in with your alignments. We want that left hand right under the shoulder, and the left foot should be in line with the palm. And that's how you know you're square. Open up here, right hand reaches towards the sky. We lean back into the shoulders. That left glute is active, so you can even wrap the hand around, give it a little tap, make sure it's fired up. Take a big breath in, and then exhale, release. Step back, high push-up pose. Right, stay with me. We're in our plank, and we're gonna step it wide here. Left foot goes off the mat, tap it wide, and then we come back into our plank. Switch sides, right foot wide, tap, and then back to center. Keep moving. We got 1 more each side. See if you can step even wider here. Remember not to compromise your foundation. Back to center, high push-up pose. lower to the earth with control, one long line. Right? Locust pose. Sweep the hands back. Everything hovers here, the chest, the thighs, the feet. See if you can grow a little bit taller, longer. Full breath in. And then exhale, palms under the shoulders. Downward facing dog, hips to the sky. All right, we're almost there. We got to do that on the other side. So rise onto the toes, bend the knees, look forward, hop or walk to the top of the mat. Hands to shins, halfway lift, and then exhale, fold. Ground down, rise up, reach towards the sky, and then the palms come together in front of the heart. Now you guys continue to stay where you are, hands to the hips, right knee pulls into the chest. All right, so right knee in line with the hip, and then we lower, tap the toes down, and then we go out to the side. Back to center, knee in front of the chest. We tap right down, and then we go wide. All right, start off slow, and then take the pause out. All right, so we warm up the hip crease. We're moving. We're getting the heat through the front line here. Last cycle. Let's tap, forward, hold, and then we transition back. Crescent lunge. Our version, we got our containment in our stance. Micro bend in that back knee. Remember your options. You can keep your hands on the hips for this entire time, or you can reach them up towards the sky. We get ready for this curtsy squat. Take a full breath in, and then on the exhale, right knee crosses behind the left, and we drop in, curtsy squat, hand sweep back. Ground down, inhale, rise up. We tap wide, so right foot to the outside, and then exhale, curtsy. Keep moving, inhale, exhale. All right, big push here. Sink it down, rise up, move with the breath, find your rhythm, right? So it's okay if you don't line up perfectly with my cues. This is your practice, this is your time. Let's hold, curtsy squat, drop it in. Sink into the hips, and then we find our twist. Palms connect. We land the elbow on the front of the thigh. Maybe the gaze comes to the side wall, and the belly pulls in to help with the twist. Strong through your core. Let's look down. Easy twist is the release, so the right hand comes to the mat. Big step back, right leg goes long. Remember, palm under the shoulder, and the back foot is in line with the right hand. Let's reach the left arm up to the sky. Find your twist, open the chest and the heart. Take a nice big breath in, and then exhale, release. Hand comes down, step back, high push-up pose. This is it. Steady through the base, right foot taps wide, back to center, left foot off the mat, back to center. One more, each side, without swaying, without moving the pelvis or the shoulders, and then we lower with control to the earth. Nice and slow, one long line. Locust pose, sweep the hands back, everything hovers, and we stay here. Take a full breath in. This time as you exhale, palms underneath the forehead, so the elbows go wide, and you're gonna rest the forehead down onto the palms. Right. Pull the low belly in, so I want you to activate here through the core. Like you're pushing the pubic bone down into the mat, and we're gonna bend the left leg, sole of the foot to the sky, and we gotta use our core here, because if we release that engagement, then we take this movement into the low back. All right, this is it. Left little pulses, lifting that left heel up to the sky. It's not a big movement, but it's amazing how much you'll feel this after a few reps if you're really using the glute. To use the glute, the core has to be active. Otherwise, the low back starts to come into play. Hold here at a height, and then we pulse for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Switch sides right away. Right knee bends. We push through the heel. We lift up and we lower. We're just starting by lifting and lowering, making sure that the core is active, getting used to this movement. And then we get ready for our pulses. So next time you lift up, let's hold at the height that feels comfortable for you. And then we pulse. Right? Send your brain Send your mind down into that right glute. Tell it that you need it to fire up. Last 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Palms under the shoulders. Let's push it up. Tabletop shape. Pull the knees in. And we cool it down here with our cat-cow. Dropping the belly. Lift the heart. Full breath in. And then exhale, round. 2 more cycles like that. Slowing the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Last round here, full breath in. This time, open the mouth as you exhale. Back to center. Let's pivot around on to the glutes. We'll get one final little stretch here for the outer hips. So let's place the hands behind us. You can start actually with the legs straight. Left ankle crosses over top of the right thigh. So you might just want to sit here. Depending on how tight you are in the hips, this stretch could feel really good. You can take it into a bit of a fold. If you're a little bit more open in the hips, then you're going to bend the bottom leg and just kind of wiggle your hips as close to the heel as it feels good. So it's kind of like a thread the needle, or it is a thread the needle. We're just seated. And then for me, I like to rock gently here from side to side. Nice and slow, just to get a really nice opening here through that outer hip. Through some of that engagement that we worked through today. So wherever you are, we're just going to release. So if the knees are bent, let's straighten out the right leg first. Lower the left leg down. We'll land here, nice straight legs. Sit up tall. Make sure you're on the sit bones here, so you might have to roll some of the flesh away. We'll come into a forward fold. Reach the hands high. Big breath in. And then exhale, folding the heart down. You see if you can find the ankles or the feet here. Just somewhere gentle to anchor the hands as we peel the chest closer towards the earth. And we slow the practice down. Take your time, rise up, walk the hands back. And we'll do our stretch on the other side. Right ankle over top of the left thigh. Remember your options, you can just stay here and move forward, or we bend the bottom leg and we work the glutes closer to the heel until you feel your sensation. And then it's our little potential, if it feels good for you, little sway from side to side, finding your release. Whenever you've had enough, take your time, mindfully lower the legs down, release out of this. You can just give the knees a little bend. And then we meet cross-legged, close off our practice, our time together. If you want, or if you have time, I would encourage you to maybe take legs up the wall right now. So you can shimmy your way over to a wall and just lie the legs over the wall. And it'll be a really nice way to kind of avoid any lactic acid buildup if you feel like you got a good workout on today. If you don't have time, then let's just meet seated. Let's place the palms over the thighs. And we are going to close the eyes down. Feeling yourself sitting up just a little bit taller here. And coming back to the breath. Seeing if you can just invite a little bit more softness into your day today. At any point where maybe energy or your emotions start to feel a little bit heavy or intense, to just try to find it's like this softening into those sharp edges. It's okay to feel those feelings. We need to feel them. It's an important process to move through. But we also need to remember that life is not supposed to be hard. It's not meant to feel heavy.
Let's use our practice to remind us to move a little bit lighter, to invite a little bit more ease into our bodies, into our breath, into our minds. All together, take a big breath in, fill up through the nose, and then open your mouth, let it go. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here today. I'm having a lot of fun doing these classes with you.